All right, there's the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions continuing our retro pay-per-view review series. It's going to be WWF Survivor Series 2001. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank, man. Let's get into this. This was not how we wanted to. Well, first of all, it's not how we wanted to start the invasion, and this is sure as hell not the way we wanted to end the invasion. This gimmick, this whole storyline, done right, could have gone on for a year. But look at all the guys that we're missing. Guys from WWE that were missing with Triple H, Guerrero's gone, Benoit's out. So that took away from it. But look at all the main top talent that was out from WCW with the guaranteed contracts sitting at home and whatnot. So there are quite a few actual replacements in this as well. There was supposed to be a cruiserweight unification match during this. X-Pac was injured, so they replaced him with William Regal. We could have then done without the match. And then I'll get to the replacements for the Immunity Battle Royal later.
I forget what happens with that. I know the cruiserweight title is the one that ultimately wins out. They go with the cruiserweight title, right? After this? No.
So, and then of course Vince McMahon replaced in the main event Survivor Series match with the Big Show.
Well,
I would have taken Tajiri in that thing. Well, so
yeah.
I mean, Big Schmo just didn't have it that night. So here we go, November 18, 2001, Greensboro, North Carolina. Buy rate on it was pretty impressive. Well, of course, there's no competition at this point. 450,000 on the buy rate, which was pretty impressive. You got JR and Paul Heyman doing the commentary. Of course, each one of them telling them that tomorrow night, you could be out of a job because Heyman was doing that more to Ross than the other way around. So here we go. Let's get to the opening match. Again, this match didn't even need to be on there. For the European title, Christian defending the title against Al Snow. Of course, Al Snow hasn't really been wrestling that much at this point. He was pretty much antagonized by Christian on Sunday Night Heat because Al Snow's doing the announcing on it. He's also involved in the whole Tough Enough deal. So again, this match could have just been on Sunday Night Heat for it just didn't make any sense for this. Al Snow has not been a part of this whole invasion angle at all. And to be honest, I don't understand why they even had this, considering this is all about WWE versus the Alliance getting rid of them. This match didn't do anything to start the night. It was just
not really. Crap. It was a throwaway. It was just a throwaway match.
Yeah, Christian hits the Unprettier on Al Snow, a guy that hasn't wrestled that much in the last year, and Christian retains the European title. Okay, whatever. Cared. No, nobody was really into it. Following that god-awful match, in the back, Deborah and Austin arrived into the Alliance locker room. Stephanie asking Austin, is he turning? Because Vince has guaranteed that it's 6 against 4 tonight, not 5 against 5. So, of course, they all think it's Austin, considering that he's the one that turned way back in July when we originally did this type of match. Austin, obviously, telling him it's not me, which, it really wasn't. You look at that Alliance lineup for that match that night, and there's one WCW guy in there.
Right. I mean, if you want to, okay, RVD was ECW. Okay, fine. But yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing. And when we get to that match, we'll get into it, because that's what takes away from this match. You have star power, but in terms of the story, it doesn't match the story that you're trying to tell.
So, and then of course after that, Vince and Linda in the back, Vince telling her, shit happens and all this other stuff. Of course, Michael Cole interviewing him. This is where he said that, it's actually 6 against 4. I've got this all in the bag. And then Regal, of course, talking to Vince about how he's not going to be there the next night. And then, Regal, you should have kept your mouth shut. You're going to join the Kiss My Ass Club. So next match on the card was, in fact, William Regal and Tajiri. Again, no unification match yet. X-Pac is injured. Tajiri was the cruiserweight champion, and I believe X-Pac was the light heavyweight.
I believe
so. We don't have this match yet. We will get it, just thank God not tonight. This match really didn't last long. They showed 3 days earlier what Regal did to Torrie Wilson. It was uncalled for, but that's William Regal at this point. During the match, Tajiri caught Regal really well on the face and busted him open. I actually liked it. But unfortunately, Regal with a double underhook powerbomb gets the pin on Tajiri, and the match is over. William Regal is successful. After the match, Regal gave Tajiri another one. Tori Wilson came down to check on Tajiri, and Regal gives her one. So that's how that one ended. So far, we're 0 for 2 on good matches for the Survivor Series. Next up was the video package showing what led up to Edge and Test. And again, WWE or WWF versus WCW, and we got two WWF guys.
Two WWF guys
in a unification match for the Intercontinental Championship and the WCW United States title. I don't understand this.
And who the hell? Oh God, who was Edge? Edge. Whose side was Edge on? Edge was with WWF.
Okay. Yeah, Test is with the Alliance.
Okay.
I don't know why.
And Test was with the Alliance. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, Edge is the United States champion. Test is the Intercontinental champion. The titles are going to be unified.
This is what frustrates me and drives me crazy about this entire thing. Edge is the United States champion, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So if he wins, then there should just be the United States championship.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly what I was just going to say. But they abolished the U.S. title for the time being.
Right, because he's technically WWF.
Yeah, so they leave the Intercontinental title.
A WCW title.
Yeah.
And they did this all night with this nonsense with the belts. Like, this person has this belt, but whatever. All right, let's continue.
They did get it right in the Dudley Boys match because they were the WWE Tag Team Champions, even though Howard Finkel messed that up. I'll get to that later.
Right.
But yeah, exactly. You hit it right on the head with that. Yeah. You know, the Intercontinental title should then have technically been the one gone.
Right.
But it's not.
Right.
And again, we're not having a WCW guy in this match.
No.
So, I mean, Test going for a full Nelson Slam. Edge counted it and rolled up Test for a pin. So no spear, no execution, no nothing. We're just going to roll him up. Edge is now the 2-belt champion, which technically is now just the 1 belt. Yeah. And Test is the loser for the evening. But this wouldn't be the last time we saw him because we'll once again see him in the Immunity Battle Royal. So, and then they did the backstage segment where Stephanie McMahon and Kurt Angle, she's all irate. I'm going to be a regular person. I'll have to get my own groceries, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're really not buying this bull that they're throwing out there because we all know that the next night on Raw, y'all are still going to be employed, just in a different storyline. And, of course, Stephanie and Shane's storyline was the consortium stock with Ric Flair when he finally shows up. So, and again, she's talking to a WWE guy running a WCW ECW alliance. All because he turned, which made no sense whatsoever. So, and then of course in the back, with the Hardy Boys and Lita, Lita's worried about Matt, or Jeff is rather about his attitude or whatnot. Then of course he comes out of the locker room, and he's got his game face on and whatnot. They're about to head to the ring. Then of course Lita's about to head into the locker room. Out pops Trish Stratus, so you don't know what's going on there if anything transpired. Of course Trish telling Lita good luck because they have a 6-pack challenge for the vacated women's title later on in the evening. Next match on the card is another unification match. It is for the WWF and WCW tag team titles. Again, 2 WWE teams. If you're going to put the Dudleys in there, where are the ECW tag titles? You added ECW to this alliance thing, but none of their belts are even in existence here, which again doesn't make any sense.
And like you just said, you have WWE guys with the WCW belts.
Exactly. In a steel cage match, which, by the way, Finkel messed up. He announced that the Dudleys were the WWE Tag Team Champions. They were the WCW.
At this point,
and
who cares?
And then vice versa, which again, now the Dudleys won, so we should have the WCW tag titles.
Yes.
But we don't. We have the WWF tag team titles. And tell me why it is they started this steel cage match as a regular tag team match in a cage.
Right.
What are we doing?
They didn't know what the hell they were doing, man. You know what it was? Because I guess they won the war.
You sure Kevin Nash wasn't booking this?
I don't know. I guess because
this sounds like WCW 8 months ago.
Yeah, but I think that after they won the war, they're just like they don't care as much, as far as paying attention to detail. I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm just theorizing.
this should have been this invasion, which we wanted for so many years. What the whole what if? What if these guys locked up against these guys in the same ring, two different companies, and we finally get it, and they just shit all over it. Mainly because of those guarantee
Yeah.
contracts, and you can't blame the guys that have
No, I
them
don't. I don't
to
blame
stay
any of them. I
home.
don't blame any of them. But it's free money.
But
But
yeah, I would have waited
wait, yeah, just wait.
till they have to come
Yeah,
back to wrestle
yeah, hmm
and then do it.
yeah.
They didn't. So now this was a pin or escape the cage style match. I think Matt Hardy truly screwed up when he escaped the
He
cage
escaped
and left Jeff
first.
by himself
So was the
against the Dudleys.
so the rule was once one person escapes, you can't get back in, otherwise you'll get disqualified. Okay.
I don't know about the DQ part
Because
of
if
it, but I
not, Matt,
know
because the match just went right back in.
seriously. But he leaves his brother rather than just going for the pin.
His brother's an idiot too, but
Oh yeah, because he had the opportunity to leave the ring. Devon is on the table.
he couldn't help himself. He just couldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Swanton.
Now this was at the time where they were considering breaking up the Hardys, but they held off because remember at the Rumble they reunited and hugged it out and whatnot, and then with the draft, then they split them up, which made no sense. But yeah, this was the kind of the start of that. And when Jeff went for the Swanton off the cage, he completely missed. Devon gets the pin, and the Dudley Boys are the unified tag team champions. And Matt Hardy wants to kill his brother. So, and then I love the whole thing where Stacy seduces Nick Patrick, gets the key to bring the table into the. Yeah. I forgot Nick Patrick was still there at this point.
Yeah, so did I.
Fired his sorry ass. So I should say Bubba pinned Jeff Hardy, not Devon. So the next segment after that, Mick Foley's at WWE New York or WWF New York. It doesn't
WWF
matter.
at the time it was WWF.
WWF. Now they even asked, why is the commissioner of the WWF in New York? And he's like, well, this is where Vince McMahon ordered me to come.
Right, yeah.
But tomorrow night I'll be in Charlotte. And, he pretty much is gunning for Vince at this point. So, and then of course, then after that, Scotty 2 Hotty getting ready for his upcoming match, which is the Immunity Battle Royal. Test attacks him from behind. He's going to take his spot in that.
I love how they just do that. Like they do this later on. Like you want somebody's spot in a match, just jump them backstage and then you can get into the match.
Edge has done that more than anybody.
Right? Like how does that work? Don't try to make sense of it.
No. Now these are the individuals that were supposed to be in the Battle Royal and weren't. And a matter of fact, this was originally supposed to be a 20-man Immunity Battle Royal. This wound up becoming like 23-man or 24 rather.
Whoever wins,
because a couple of guys just decided they wanted to come into the ring. Yes, for a whole year they couldn't be fired, which again makes no sense whatsoever to do this. However, I don't know. However, these following guys were out of the Battle Royal due to injury. Hardcore Holly, Mike Awesome, Taka, Rhino, Canyon, and of course Scotty's 2 Hotty, which was replaced by Test. So the participants of the Battle Royal were Billy Gunn, the Acolytes,
the
one. Meanwhile, he's wearing the Billy and Chuck stuff, but we're still calling him the one.
The one, yeah.
It's not Billy and Chuck just yet. You got the Acolytes, Lance Storm, Kidman, Diamond Dallas Page with that. I
want you to think about this. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Diamond Dallas Page has been reduced to this Battle Royal garbage when he came
where he should have been in the main event.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you got Albert, Taz, who shows up later on.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Saturn, who doesn't even look like he belongs there. Raven, Palumbo, Crash Holly, Just Incredible. You see where I'm going with this. This is Immunity Battle Royal with all the trash. Stasiak, Steven Richards, Tommy Dreamer, the Hurricane, Spike Dudley, Hugh Morris and Chavo Guerrero, the two that came in after the Battle Royal already started. Funaki, and then of course Test, who just beat down somebody to get in there. And the final four it came down to was Test, Lance Storm, Bradshaw, and Billy Gunn. We get down to the final two, which is Test and the one Billy Gunn. And Test is the winner. He won't be fired for a whole year. Good, because we're not going to really use you for another whole year.
The testicles.
You get the Un-Americans, and again, we could this battle royal actually could have been so much better if you had the entire roster that you were supposed to bring over. But it is what it is at this point. By this point, I think back then when I was watching this, I was like, please just end this because this was really bad.
We just hope we all want this program to end.
Yeah, because it didn't. They didn't execute it properly.
Yeah, there was no hope. There was no hope.
Now in the back, Shane McMahon and Booker T. Booker T saying he can't trust Austin. Shane is like, no, he's got this. He's not going to turn on us. Well, you're right there. He's not going to be the one to turn on you. So
the thing with Angle, you know what, Angle, man, I forgot. Like I said, I have a lot of this stuff I haven't seen in years. I forgot that Angle turned because I remember him with the milk truck when he came out with the milk truck versus against the Alliance. For some reason, I just completely forgot that then he becomes part of the Alliance.
Oh yeah, I also had forgotten briefly that he won the title from Austin,
right,
and then got it back. Yeah. And then same thing with Jericho. He won the WCW title for a second.
And then he finally got the WCW title. Congratulations, Chris Jericho. He finally got the WCW title.
Oh, don't worry. He'll get it the next month when he beats Rock and Austin.
Right, but that was the undisputed. I'm just saying. Well, no. I guess technically that night he did win it, right?
He did win it because it wasn't unified yet.
It wasn't unified yet. You are correct. You are correct, sir.
22 years later, he doesn't want to be referred to as Y2J, but he'll keep telling that same story.
The first Y2J. He's the first undisputed champion. But the twists and the turns and it's just garbage.
And then every week somebody's flip-flopping over to the next. The titles, if you held it for a week, I was impressed.
Right.
Because they just kept changing,
flying all over They didn't know where they were going. No,
because one pay-per-view you got Kane and Taker holding the belts. The next one you got the Dudleys. The next one you got this team, that team. It was total chaos. And then again, Angle and Austin through every main event, pretty much throughout the whole time. It made no damn sense either. Next match on the card is for the vacated women's title, 6-pack challenge. Trish Stratus versus Ivory, Jacqueline, Lita, Molly Holly, and the debut of Jazz.
You know what that is? That's Jazz. ECW.
Chyna. Remember, she was the champion, and then she left, and there was no women's champion. No, because you remember she won it from Ivory at WrestleMania, and so she was the one that last had it. And then when she was gone,
she walked out.
They didn't have the champion. So you do a 6-pack challenge in 4.5 minutes. Congratulations on that one. Trish hits Stratusfaction on Ivory and gets the win. Trish is the women's champion.
And an upset.
Yeah, sure. With that group.
Stratusfaction.
Hey, I'm not taking anything away from Trish, but
great.
This match needed to go just a little bit longer.
Yeah, you could have put it on Heat. You could have put this match on something on Heat.
You could have put all these matches on Heat and not had a pay-per-view this night.
Jesus Christ.
So, because all these matches were pretty much short because you had the main event was 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
Which I guess makes sense to do it that long because a lot is at stake.
A lot's at stake. I get it.
So because and of course, in the back now before the main event, Vince is talking to Team WWF and giving a very shitty speech at that.
Yeah, it wasn't like a motivational and it was kind of weird. It was weird seeing The Rock. I don't know. It was fucking weird seeing The Rock with Vince, like taking orders from Vince, Like, it was just weird.
He's making me nervous with all the cardio he's doing there. I'm like, dude, did you just do a line or something? I said, calm down. You're not even in the match.
And he was the WCW champion.
Exactly.
Which annoyed the hell out of me.
On Team WWF and the WWF champions on Team WCW.
Yes. And I want you to think about this. The Rock is recognized as a former WCW champion, and Rick Rude is not.
In our eyes, he is.
We recognize him because the hell with the international. He was WCW World Heavyweight title.
International champion. He's champion.
Yeah, but you get my point. Like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
And Jericho goes down too. Like I said, but he had it briefly.
Oh yeah.
So, and then of course they showed the video, which wasn't much, that led up to this match. Now, this is okay. Here's my winner take all match for you. Tell me what you think. It should have been. Now, this is the guys that were active on their roster as of their last pay-per-view. Ric Flair, Sting, Booker T, Scott Steiner, and Diamond Dallas Page should have been that 5-man, or even Goldberg, because he was still active, even though in February he lost the match.
Right,
he's technically gone. You can even throw Lex Luger into that 5th man, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
Against Rock, Austin, Taker, Kane, and pick a 5th guy. It doesn't matter. You can put Angle in there. You can put Jericho. It doesn't matter. But that should have been the match we saw tonight.
Right.
What do we get? We get one WCW guy, one ECW guy, and the rest of WWE. Because here we go. Right. We got The Rock, Jericho, Undertaker, Kane, and Big Slow. Because Vince was supposed to be in the match.
He's hurt,
got replaced by Big Show.
He was injured, I think, something like that. I don't know.
It made more sense that he wasn't in it, but it would have made even better sense if Shane wasn't in it.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I mean, it made because Shane was in there. Vince should have been in there, but I guess Vince got hurt. I guess that was the story.
So then Shane should have pulled himself out.
But Shane should have never been in there to begin with.
No,
I understand he's the owner, but no.
Then you got Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, and Shane McMahon. So, like I said, one WCW guy, one ECW guy, and the rest of WWF guys.
And the Final Four, and spoiler alert, the Final Four were all WWE guys, right?
Yes, they were. Yeah. Here we go. The big 45-minute match we've got. And it took a while before an elimination, which was good.
Right, yeah.
Because you wanted to see the ass whoopings.
The Big Show came in there. He was wrecking shop.
And then, Big Show, speaking of him, first one out.
He's always the first one. He's always, see ya.
That's all right. A year from now, he's going to dominate Brock Lesnar and be WWF champion.
Yeah.
So,
he cheated, though. He cheated, though.
He cheated, but, that's how you have to beat Brock Lesnar, unfortunately, back then.
You can't have 5. The Big Show. I don't want to. We'll get it next year. Next year, guys.
Next year, we start off with 2002. Yeah. Big Show went out, was eliminated by Shane McMahon, an elbow drop off the top rope.
Well, everybody
however, after Kurt Angle, Booker T, and RVD all did their finishes on Booker. Now, Shane was a little spider monkey during this match because every pin that WWF went for, little bastard was getting in there, knocking it. And I wanted somebody just to throw him in there and get a beating.
I don't mind Shane. Shane does crazy stuff. He's entertaining.
He could wrestle.
But he's exciting. But just in this match, he shouldn't have been in there. But he gets like you said, he gets the pinfall with his elbow drop.
Unfortunately, he's the next one out because by Jericho with the lion salt and a pin. After Kane's choke slam and Undertaker's tombstone, Jericho gets the pin on Shane, so we're even up at 4 apiece. This is where, for Team WWF, it gets a little shaky. Kane is the next one out by Rob Van Dam. The one-legged dropkick off the top rope, and it gets the pin, so now Kane is gone. To make matters worse, The Undertaker was next by Kurt Angle after Austin stunned Undertaker, and Kurt Angle got the pin.
And Van Dam was the hardcore champion, right? Was he?
Yes. He had 3 champions in this match.
But he wasn't the ECW champion.
No, and they didn't bring an ECW title into this, but you're going to bring the ECW moniker and the roster in, but not recognize any one of their belts. Tell me where that makes sense. It doesn't. So now Taker's out. So now it's pretty much down to Jericho and Rock, 2 guys that can't stand each other at this point. And then, of course, the one WCW guy gets eliminated next by The Rock with a roll-up pin on Booker T. However, Booker had collided with Kurt Angle and Rock rolled him up. That was a cheesy way to take Booker T out. Yeah. So now the one WCW guy is gone out of this match.
Yep.
RVD was next by Chris Jericho with the Face Buster, which was kind of like the Miz's skull-crushing finale.
Yeah.
And he gets the pin. So now we're down to 2 against 2. Next one out was Kurt Angle by The Rock with the sharpshooter and a submission. As soon as he put the sharpshooter on, I'm thinking 97.
Yeah. You know what I don't understand? How come The Rock can't do a good sharpshooter? I shouldn't be able to do a better sharpshooter than him. That shouldn't happen.
It's not one of his repertoire, but he uses it anyway. So now we're down to a 2 against 1. Austin is facing both guys on his own. Jericho went out by Austin. He reversed Jericho's rollover and got the pin. However, now following that elimination, and it's down to Austin and Rock, Jericho attacks The Rock with that skull-crushing finale type move. And then, of course, Taker has to come out and collect his ass. Meanwhile, if I was Taker, I'd have beaten his ass.
Right. Why is he even talking to him? There shouldn't be any talking.
So technically, you see this and you think Jericho's crossed over,
Right. Yeah.
but he hasn't. He just hates The
Or he
Rock.
just
But
chased the Rock.
you guys were working together so well during this match that because you got eliminated, why are you doing that?
But not only that,
It doesn't
don't you want to keep your job?
exactly, which we all know they are anyway. But
I know. But I'm just saying storyline wise.
now we're down to Austin and Rock, two WWF guys battling for WCW's life, and now Nick Patrick comes down. He takes out Earl Hebner. Austin takes out Nick Patrick, which doesn't make any sense because that's your referee. That's your WCW referee that you just took out because he didn't count a three
Right,
on
he
The
didn't
Rock.
count the three. Yeah.
Then Angle comes down, hits Austin with the belt.
Yep.
Rock bottom and a pin. Angle's the one that came back, and he's the sixth guy
The third,
technically
the sixth
for
guy,
Vince.
the sixth man. Yeah.
Rock gets the pin on Austin, and Team WWF wins.
Yeah.
And of course, Vince is standing up there like he did something.
Yeah, right.
I just remember that Vince was going to reward Angle the next night, and that's when Austin came out. And it was
Austin the
almost like
babyface, right? It's like nothing happened. He's a babyface again,
sort
right?
of, yeah. It's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. Forget about the last.
Which is a lot of these guys, but some of them had to go into the Kiss My Ass Club. Regal was one of them, which was ridiculous. I don't even. That's just Vince pissing over his competition.
Yeah,
saying,
yeah. That's all it is.
The man.
That's and I got the feeling that's all this was. This invasion, all it was. And the thing is, going into this pay-per-view, we knew WWF was going to win. There was no doubt. I'm like, WWF was not winning this. The alliance. We already knew. So this was a crap ending to a crap storyline that should have been the greatest storyline in the history of wrestling.
Pretty much a 4.5-month disaster storyline, which you could have done in 2002 once all the guarantee guys came in, because remember that Triple H had come back at that point. Chris Benoit had come back from his injury. Eddie Guerrero was rehired. Then NWO showed up. Ric Flair showed up.
Sean comes back.
Scott Steiner eventually.
Shawn comes back. Yeah.
I mean, you just wait 1 year and do this, and you've got the best pay-per-view probably of all time.
Oh yeah.
And it could have been done at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But no, let's get the B guys in there and let's just insult everybody's intelligence and tell them this is WCW right here, which it's not.
Not even close.
No.
So, all right. Well, that's our review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys soon.
Take care.